Sometimes you just don't have time for a 20 or 30-minute guided loving kindness meditation, but that doesn't mean you can't deepen your compassion for others and for yourself. In this video, I am going to reveal a simple, easy meditation that you can take on the road with you. This is something you can do while you're grocery shopping, when you're at the bank, when you're driving your car, even when you're watching the news. So this is a powerful way to bring your meditation practice out into the world and start applying it to your day-to-day life. So meditation is no longer something that you only do on your yoga mat or in your meditation chair. Meditation can become part of your daily life. And if you do this, you will start to see powerful results because you are bringing that meditation out and living in it. You start to step into that compassionate place. And the amazing thing about cultivating this deeper compassion, this deeper loving kindness for others, is that it also allows you to cultivate compassion for yourself, which for most of us is actually a lot harder than developing compassion for other people. So I'm going to give you this meditation. It's very simple and very easy, and then I'm going to guide you through what it looks like as you walk through your day. So you can really feel the power of it from your meditation chair before you go out and do it on your own. First, though, I want to give you a little bit of background information that will make this meditation work a little better. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Rachael Sloan, and I help anxious people save their marriages by overcoming their intrusive thoughts. And today, I am talking about loving kindness and a meditation to deepen compassion that you can take on the road, watching TV, grocery shopping. So let's jump in and talk about it. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I teach that our thoughts are what cause our feelings. Right? This is a lot of the work I do with my clients, is showing them how their thoughts create their feelings, how those feelings drive their actions, and those actions produce the results that they get in their life. And the reason this is important for that meditation is because that whole process is about learning how to manage your mind. It's about learning how to think intentionally and on purpose instead of feeling like you're just at the mercy of these out of control thoughts that pop up all the time and you just get stuck, right? You get stuck spiraling down those rabbit holes of mental thought. And if you have practiced meditation, you know that this is a lot of what meditation does too. In meditation, you learn to sit and observe those thoughts as they come up and let them go without attaching to them. So that's a lot of what I do with my clients from a different approach. Instead of doing it through meditation, we take a little more cognitive, a little more active approach to letting go of the thoughts we don't want and taking on the ones we do. But either way, this concept of managing your mind should be familiar to you if you have a meditation practice, because like I said, that's exactly what you're doing. You're learning how to let go of thoughts and not just attach to them, not believe every thought that comes into your mind. But as you know, this is easier said than done. So most people are walking around every day believing all of the thoughts that pop into their mind, attaching to every thought that comes into their mind, and going down those rabbit holes, those spirals of thought, which, as we all know, are often very negative. Negative about ourselves, negative about the future, negative about our past choices. Right? This is where we get anxiety and shame and regret all building. So just to understanding that background, you are going to understand why this meditation is so powerful. So here's a meditation. As you are going through your day, every time you see another human being, you are going to think this thought to yourself. There goes a human being with a human brain that they do not know how to manage yet. And you can say probably, because maybe some people out there do, right? Maybe some people are managing their minds. Maybe some people are holding that meditation space where they let go of unwanted thoughts very easily. But I think we all know that most of us aren't there most of the time. So as you are walking through the grocery store and you see somebody picking out apples, I want you to think to yourself, there is a human being with a human brain that they probably don't know how to manage. You can do this with every person you see throughout your day. You can even do it with the news anchors on television. It's so simple, and the reason it's so powerful, if you do this regularly, you will start to shift your perspective. When you look at people normally, what does the brain do? If we're being honest, it jumps to judgment. whether we're looking at ourselves or someone else, the first thoughts that pop into our mind are usually somewhat judgmental. Right? We look at the girl at the grocery store and we think, gosh, she's fat. And then we probably are mean to ourselves about that. We're like, Rachel, don't think that. We don't body shame. We're fat. You have this whole internal dialogue that goes on because you judged this person, and then you judge yourself for judging that person, right? Or you notice the way somebody's dressed and you make an assumption about how much money they make or what kind of career they have. You think someone's attractive, you think someone's ugly, you think someone looks smart and someone looks dumb. We pass these judgments constantly, and it often leads to a lot of self-judgment because we don't want to be judgmental people. So the beautiful thing about this meditation is that instead of that judgment, you remind yourself that this is a human with a human brain that they probably don't know how to manage yet. When you do that, you interrupt that whole cycle of judgment and self-judgment. And it's really cool. As you start to do this over and over, it's like it expands your vision. Instead of seeing someone and defining them so narrowly based on what they look like on the outside, you start to develop this awareness that this is a human with this human brain that they don't know how to manage. And you almost can't help but start to feel compassion for those people. The part that I think is truly beautiful about this practice is what it does for your self-compassion. Because you'll do this for a couple of days. You'll be looking around, you'll be developing all this compassion and loving kindness for strangers. And then on the 5th day, the 6th day, all of a sudden, you'll have a thought, a self-judgmental thought. You'll look in the mirror and think you're too fat, or you'll judge yourself for doing something stupid at work. And as soon as that judgmental thought pops into your brain, you'll stop and you'll go, wait a minute, I'm a human with a human brain that I am just beginning to learn how to manage. It will happen kind of spontaneously because you have created a new mental habit. In place of judgment, you have put compassion, where your go-to reaction when you see another person, your go-to reaction is to pass a judgment on them. You have changed that habit. Instead of that judgment, you are feeling compassion with this thought. There's a human being with a human brain that they don't know how to control. And so because you've made that new mental habit, your brain will start to apply it to you as well, because it doesn't really see much difference between judging others and judging yourself. So I feel like it's almost like a secret brain hack into self-compassion. Because it's so hard for most of us to get to that space of loving kindness for ourselves. It's much easier to cultivate it for other people. So this is like the back door into self-compassion. You start by creating and generating all of this compassion for others, and then your brain like flips it around and applies it to you without you really doing anything. So I love this practice because you can do it every day easily. It takes 5 seconds at a time. And if you practice this even 5 times a day, what's that, 25 seconds of your day? I promise it will be transformative. So let me show you what this feels like, because I understand you could be skeptical. It seems really simple. So let's do a little guided meditation, and I'll walk you through what this might be like. So get comfortable. Sit in that meditation chair or on your yoga mat. Take a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, like a big sigh. And just take a moment, feel your seat in the chair, feel your breath moving in and out. And now I want you to close your eyes. And instead of going to that stream or field where you often go in your guided meditations, I want you to imagine walking out of your house, shutting and locking the door, and getting in your car. And as you pull around the corner, you stop at a light, and there's a man walking across the street. He's going through the crosswalk. And I want you to sit in the car and feel your hands on the steering wheel, look around, notice the weather. And look at this man, and I want you to notice what he's wearing, how tall he is. Notice how heavy or thin he is. Notice how he's walking. What is his posture like? And then I want you to think to yourself, there goes a human being with a human brain that he may not know how to manage. And then the light changes and you drive off. And you're going to the grocery store. And as you pull in the parking lot, it's pretty busy. And there's a big woman, very big woman, who is loading groceries into the back of her car. And you see that she's got lots of soda pop, maybe a cake. And she's got some Doritos and chips and loading bags and bags into her car. And as you pull in next to her and park, I want you to keep your hands on that steering wheel and look in your rearview mirror. And you're seeing this woman, this big, heavy woman, unloading lots and lots of junk food into her car. And I want you to think to yourself, there is a human being with a human brain that she probably doesn't know how to manage. And then I want you to go ahead and turn off your car, get out, and you're walking into the grocery store. And you notice a family coming out, and the kids are wild, bouncing around. And you see the parents, and I want you to notice the looks on their faces, their expressions. How are they walking? What are they wearing? What can you tell about them? And as you see the whole family go by, they're passing you as you walk into the grocery store. I want you to think to yourself, there go a group of human beings with human brains that they probably don't know how to manage. As you go through the grocery store, I want you to walk down the produce aisle, maybe around the corner into the meats and seafood. I want you to look at all of the people in that store. I want you to see the hipsters and the hippies. I want you to see the old people and the young people. I want you to notice the store employees. Look at the person behind the deli counter. Look at the person behind the meats, or the young woman stocking shelves, the older man at the checkout line. As you walk through the grocery store and you see all these humans, all these different shapes and sizes, all of these different choices, right? You always get to see what's in someone's cart. All of these different lives at all these different stages. As you look at each one, I want you to say to yourself, there goes a human being with a human brain that they probably don't know how to manage. As you look at the fellow who's wrapping up your hamburger behind the counter, there is a human being with a human brain that he probably doesn't know how to manage. As you walk up and down each aisle, picking out your groceries, every now and then you pause and you look at somebody. They catch your eye, the way they're dressed, the way they're talking, the loudness of their voice. Maybe you even come across a little scene going on where someone is fighting a customer and a store employee or store manager are having an argument. I want you to look at both of those people. There are two human beings with human brains that they probably don't know how to manage yet. And as you leave the grocery store and head back to your car, I want you to go ahead and unlock the door, get in the car and sit in the seat. Put your hands on the steering wheel as you start the car, and just take a moment before you pull out and notice how you feel. What are you feeling in your body? You just walked past 100, maybe 150 human beings with human brains that they really probably have no idea how to control, with heads full of thoughts that they're attaching to, that they don't quite know how to let go of, thoughts that they believe are absolutely true. I want you just to sit in the car for a moment before you pull out and notice what it feels like to hold that awareness for all of those people. And as you pull out and make your way home, I want you to hold some of that space for yourself. So to go ahead and finish this guided meditation, let's bring your awareness gently back into your body. I want you to feel the chair under you or your yoga mat. Open your eyes and pick one thing to focus on, something that's right here, right now. Maybe it's a lamp, a plant, a glass of water. Maybe it's this computer screen. Focus on that. Let it have all your attention for a moment and kind of shock yourself back into the present moment. And then when you're ready, go ahead and give your whole body a shake. I always think it's good to shake off visualizations and really get concrete and back in the here and now and in this body. So that was just a brief image of what this could feel like and what this could look like as you practice it. I would strongly encourage you to go out and try this in your day-to-day life because it doesn't take much. One trip to the grocery store, at the gas station, walking the dog. Maybe you do it for 5 minutes while you're watching the evening news. You practice it with the news anchors and with every person that they show on the television. There is a human being with a human brain they probably don't know how to manage. And my challenge to you is to do this for 7 days. Do it 5 minutes at a time. You don't even have to do the whole grocery shopping trip. Do part of it. But do it a couple of times throughout the day. It only takes a few seconds. For 7 days, try this as a regular part of your day-to-day. Every time you run errands, for a few minutes, do this practice. And after 7 days, I want you to report back, write a note in the comments, and tell me what happened to your self-judgmental thoughts. Tell me what happened to your own self-compassion. Because that is the beauty of this practice. Not only does it help you hold space and loving kindness for everyone around you, but it sneaks up and all of a sudden you're able to hold that space and that loving kindness for yourself. And that is when you start to become capable of making really powerful change for yourself and for the world. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave me some notes in the comments, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you click that bell to turn on notifications, it will show you all of my new videos. So I'll be putting out a lot of content on compassion, overcoming anxiety, and ultimately cultivating love for yourself in so many different ways. Thank you for being here. I will see you again soon.